Sorry?
Your tape fitting.
Yeah. That's for the pressure disc holder, right?
So what we do is we'll fit the pressure disc holder
In the down
wrapping
position.
the 3/8, yeah, in the down position, wrapping the 3/8 fitting with PTFE tape, and then we put a blanking plug in the top port. Now with a selector operated manifold and various other reasons, sometimes the pressure gauge is mounted in the top port. And I'll go in. And then for the high pressure delivery line, we use a 1/2 inch MPT to a 1/2 inch JIC male connector. That's right, we'll go in. We've got a mallet. Or a hammer in. Right, we'll relieve the cats from that manifold. Let's make it started. Unfortunately, we haven't got any manifold retaining screws at the moment, so I'm just going to do those.
I know what we forgot.
Parallel.
Okay.
Just rotate around there. Obviously, a pressure disc of the correct rating. Fitted. Right. Haven't got a spanner for that. Okay. Right. Now we come to fitting the top delivery hoses. Get one of those out. Yeah. Basically, there's two types. We have the air bleed with an extra manifold and an air bleed screw that usually fits the top of the pump in order to bleed air from the inlet system and then therefore through to the delivery system as well. So we fit the top two barrels with the air bleed hoses, and the other barrels are fitted with an ordinary top hose blanked. What you'll need to do is just to fit one hose in order to orientate it correctly on the manifold.
Yeah, but that's now firing, the pressure is firing up now. You have to go to 180 degrees.
Got me.
You don't want the pressure just firing up for obvious reasons. You don't want it flying off in someone's face.
Okay, so we're looking at a small downward angle then, and that looks like a reasonable position to locate that. What I tend to do is to fit them all. Fit them all loose first, most of the way up. Okay. Tighten that. Right, here we go. So, like we were saying previously, standing all that, just want to locate the two air bleed at the top. You might need to twist hoses occasionally. Sometimes they can be very awkward, but it's extremely important to make sure that the threads do start straight, because you can easily damage the threads. That started. Okay. So, okay, as we said before, we positioned the pressure disc at the bottom of the pump facing downward. We have the high pressure exit port up here. We've connected all the hoses with the two air bleed hoses on the top two cylinders. We've got them all in position now, and I'll just go around and tighten them up. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 8, and inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Main thing is not to bend the top hose too much, right?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to get a good line there. That one does seem to be a bit. Okay. Yep. Now just fit the two bleed screws in. Watch out for the fine threads, dirt, things like that.
Nick your fingers.
Spin. Just whip them up. Okay. So now we need to get the pump off a stand
And put it on the table.
A couple of bodies or a lifter is probably better. Should be able to draw. Yeah, just gently. That shaft up. That's it. Right hands. While we're at it, you can see how the pump's turning nice and freely. We'll just fit the coupling key and locating position. A bit of PVC tape, future reference. And then we come to the inlet manifold. This is made up of several sections. The rubber moulding and the pipes, depending on what cylinder configuration you've got or cylinder number. So what we do is just place the whole thing loosely together. They're approximately the right position. We fit the aluminium retaining rings. Sometimes it's not a bad idea just to
Spray a bit of goo on it.
spray a bit of lubricant. Now I don't know what you do, Nick, whether you break them off like that.
Yeah, just slide them back.
Just slide them back off their locating.
And then we need a couple of
diameters.
the little clamps around the back.
Yep. Well, we haven't got any of those.
Okay, that's all right. Well,
Right. So now we can attempt to line the manifold up, get the pump in a more useful position. This is not a particularly easy job, but you've just got to get started.
to wrestle with the thing a little bit.
Push hard up against the nut, and including the inlet side. One thing it's quite often worth checking, if they've ever been pre-assembled ready for use, you ought to check round and look in through the ports and make sure there's nothing floating around inside, because if something can get through and block the inlet valve, you can have all sorts of problems with the pump. So then we're using these double-sided clips. In fact, let's push the retainer forward first. now we can fit the clips. The usual position for them. To give yourself clearance on the back, particularly when the bell housing goes on. So you usually fit them with a clip
On the side.
on the top like that.
That's fine, yep.
So we just do the clips up on the manifold as tight as is reasonably possible, and then just align them with the pair of pliers to make sure you've got the full engagement of the grip, and then just finish off the two inlet clamps. And there you go. One US jetting RPD pump.
Good deal.